Cassius Clay entered the ring in Miami Beach wearing a short white robe, the "Lit" stitched on the back. He was beautiful again. He was fast, sleek, and 22. But for the first and last time in his life, he was afraid. The ring was crowded with has-beens and would-bes, liege men and pugs. Clay ignored them. He began bouncing on the balls of his feet, shuffling joylessly at first, like a marathon dancer at 10 to midnight, but then with more speed, more pleasure. After a few minutes, Sonny Liston, the heavyweight champion of the world, stepped through the ropes and onto the canvas, gingerly, like a man easing himself into a canoe. He wore a hooded robe. His eyes were unworried, and they were blank, the dead eyes of a man who'd never gotten a favor out of life and never given one out. He was not likely to give one to Cassius Clay. Nearly every sports writer in the Miami Convention Hall expected Clay to end the night on his back. The young boxing beat writer for the New York Times, Robert Lipsyte, got a call from his editors telling him to map out the route from the arena to the hospital, the better to know the way once Clay ended up there. The odds were 7-1 against Clay, and it was almost impossible to find a bookie willing to take a bet. On the morning of the fight, the New York Post ran a column written by Jackie Gleason, the most popular television comedian in the country, that said, "I predict Sonny Liston will win in 18 seconds of the first round, and my estimate includes the 3 seconds blabbermouth will bring into the ring with him." Even Clay's financial backers, the Louisville sponsoring group, expect a disaster. The group's lawyer, Gordon Davidson, negotiated hard with Liston's team, assuming that this could be the young man's last night in the ring. Davidson hoped only that Clay would emerge alive and unhurt. It was the night of February 25, 1964. Malcolm X, Clay's guest and mentor, was at ringside in seat number 7. Jackie Gleason and Sammy Davis were there, and so were the mobsters from Las Vegas, Chicago, and New York. A cloud of cigar smoke drifted through the ring lights. Cassius Clay threw punches into the gray floating haze and waited for the bell.
"See that? See me?"
Muhammad Ali sat in an overstuffed chair watching himself on the television screen. The voice came in a swallowed whisper, and his finger waggled as it pointed toward his younger self, his self preserved on videotape. 22 years old, getting warm in his corner, his gloved hands dangling at his hips. Ali lives in a farmhouse in southern Michigan. The rumor has always been that Al Capone owned the farm in the 20s. One of Ali's dearest friends, his corner man Drew Bundini Brown, had once searched the property hoping to find Capone's buried treasure. In 1987, while living in a cheap motel on Olympia Avenue in Los Angeles, Bundini fell down a flight of stairs. A maid finally found him, paralyzed, on the floor. He died 3 weeks later.